This Ellis broadcast is brought to you by the Ellis Credit Union, where people are
And we welcome you into Victoria High School, site of the Central Prairie League matchup as the Victoria High School band presenting our national anthem here before the starts of our girls game. Is Jonathan Swigert, along with our studio producer and engineer Rachel Fox, as we welcome you in here to our first game of the new year. It's the Otis-Bison Lady Cougars and 6-0 on the season. And head coach Robert Trapp has them at 6-0 and 1-0 in the Central Prairie League as they picked up a win over Stafford their last time out. Meanwhile, the Victoria Lady Knights 0-6, led by head coach Kristen Cougar, coming off of that loss to Plainville their last time out. They're running through the starting lineups on the floor, so we can do so as well. Our starting lineups are presented by Crop Production Services of Hayes and Ellis and Crop Production Services of La Crosse as well. For the Otis-Bison Lady Cougars, they will start to Taylor Regan. She's a 5'11 senior. She is their leading scorer and leading rebounder. Caitlin Shalonsky, the 5'6 senior, along with Lacey Mitchell, is a 5'6 junior. Maddie Wiltsey, the 6-foot freshman, and then also Kristen Trapp is a 5'9" freshman. Again, those are starting lineups for the Otis-Bison Lady Cougars and their head coach Robert Trapp. Meanwhile, for the Victoria Lady Knights, they will start Morgan Liker. She's a 5'4 junior. Kiara Sweat, the 5-foot freshman, along with Riley Wagner, the 5'6" freshman. Wagner, their leading scorer, 5 points per game. And Haley Winter is a 5'6" freshman. And then also Heather Scheck, the 5'6" freshman. So that's a look at the starting lineups for the Victoria Lady Knights. Our starting lineups presented by Crop Production Services. You can contact Dick Schmidt today in Hayes and Ellis, and also Seth Albers for all of your seed, plant nutritionals, and crop protection products, giving you another option in the area to help make your farming operation more successful. Crop Production Services of Hayes, Ellis, and La Crosse. As we welcome you in here is the Victoria Lady Knights in their home white uniforms with the Lady Knights across the front, and their numbers also trimmed maroon, trimmed in gold. Meanwhile, the Lady Cougars from Otis-Bison in their road blue uniforms with the red numbers trimmed in white. They have the Cougars in white across the front. As we're just about ready to get this one underway, so we will welcome you in here to our area game of the week, our first one of the new year. It's the 6-0 Otis-Bison Lady Cougars taking on the 0-6 Victoria Lady Knights. Lady Cougars have won 6 straight, like I mentioned, to start the year, but finished just 9-12 a year ago and lost to this Lady Knight team. In fact, they have lost 8 straight meetings between these two teams, make it 7 straight between these two teams, trying to put an end to that. So we're just about ready to get this one underway as we sit down in the corner on the same side of the scores table, right above the Victoria bench, as Victoria will shoot down to our right, and Otis-Bison will win the tip, and Taylor Regan will lead the offense as Otis-Bison. The Lady Cougars will shoot down to our left. As Trapp will give it off for Regan. Now they work to the right side for Shalowski. She'll kick it out. It's actually Cor Anderson in the starting lineup. As here's a quick shot on the right, low block, missed by Otis-Bison's Taylor Regan, but the offensive rebound is pulled down by Maddie Wiltsey. Good start for the 6-foot freshman. Wiltsey, a good player on the inside from that 6-foot freshman, coming off of the first offensive rebound as Victoria turns it over on the other side, trying to force it inside for Haley Winter, the freshman, as here comes Otis-Bison. Regan, little side step on the right, low block, and will score. Taylor Regan with her first points of the ball game. And so quickly a little 4-0 run here. Taylor Regan making it 4-0 with 7:05 to go here in our first quarter. Now a trap on the right wing is Anderson and Chalowski on that opposite side, but a good play by Victoria. Able to get it to the right, low block, and the basket is good for Haley Winter. So 4-2 the start as Victoria gets their first field goal to go on the baseline. Chalowski will take the long three-pointer on the right baseline and bury it. So a quick three-pointer to make it 7-2. From Otis-Bison's Caitlin Shalowski. Now picked up her dribble. Did Riley Wagner here to the top. And we're going to get a foul on the dribble drive as Morgan Liker, 5'4 junior, the lone upperclassman for the Lady Knights, draws the foul on Cora Anderson. So it's actually Anderson who will start for the Lady Cougars, but Lacey Mitchell usually starts, checks in real quickly here after the foul. Now we're going to get a held ball, and the Arrow will keep it with Victoria's. Regan, along with Kristen Trapp, the freshman, able to get the tie up, and so the Arrow will keep it with the Lady Knights. Here's a cross-court pass for Liker inside, had it blocked out of bounds by the 6-foot freshman at Wiltsey, but it's out of bounds, so it will stay with the Victoria Lady Knights. 7-2 with 6:22 to go here in our opening quarter. Start for Otis-Bison. Here's a quick three that is off the mark. So that time, Sweat couldn't get it to go. Otis-Bison now with the rebound for Regan. They'll push it up the floor as Regan has the right side. Nobody guards her. She'll dribble into the block, kick it out. Schalowski, she'll take the three. That is too strong off the heel. Rebound inside for Maddie Wiltsey. Can't get the putback to go. And a rebound down to Victoria. It's Riley Wagner who will come out of there with it. So Otis-Bison a couple of looks following the offensive rebound. But Victoria will get it back. And now Sweat hit the deck. There was no call into the front court, and we're going to get a held ball. Sweat hit the deck, and the Arrow will send it back to the Otis-Bison Lady Cougars. A sub in for the first time for Victoria will be Zoe Miller, the 5'4" freshman. Miller will check in with 5:45 now to go here in our opening quarter. Little zone look for Victoria. A dribble drive for Trapp. Lobs it inside on the right low block as Wiltsey lost it. Now got it back on the left side and banks it home. The 6-foot freshman, Maddie Wiltsey with 4. And it is 9-2 in favor of Otis-Bison as Wiltsey lost it but got it back and banked it home on this left side. Another trap defense from Otis-Bison. It's stolen away. That pass, the first turnover for Victoria, stolen by Lacey Mitchell, who brings it into the front court. Had her shot partially deflected, it looked like inside. Got her own rebound, can't get that one to go, and now we're going to get a foul on the rebound. Heather Scheck, the freshman, battling on the inside, was able to force Mitchell to go over her back, and so that'll be the first foul on Mitchell. And it's the second Otis-Bison foul. They lead 9-2 here early on in our first quarter. So close in on 5 minutes to go. Wagner for Victoria will play it off for Zoe Miller. The freshman is tied up. As Miller tied up that time by a trap as we get a timeout taken by Victoria. Coach Kristen Hooser wants to talk things over with her Lady Knight team down 7 at 9-2 with 5 minutes to go here in our opening quarter. Game brought to you apart by Miller Trucking, Farmers Bank and Trust, Rush County Insurance, and Tacoma State Bank. So a quick little 9-2 run to start the ball game for the Otis-Bison Lady Cougars, thanks in large part to the good sides inside from Maddie Wiltsey, who has 4. Taylor Regan, the All-Stater from a year ago, the 5'11" senior, who leads this team in scoring and rebounds, has 2 as well. For the Lady Cougars, out of the timeout, Victoria will have the basketball as Scheck will key it in. The freshman on the opposite side of the court from the scores table, going to get it in, able to get it in for Wagner, who's right near the timeline, and another trap from Otis-Bison. They need some help as the trap comes in. They nearly force a turnover. Instead, here's a good pass on the inside for Liker, but she had it stolen away. They got it right back and can't get the layup to go. And it's Maddie Wiltsey who will come down with the defensive rebound. Up the floor comes Otis-Bison, and they throw it away. Just a little ahead of themselves that time, trying to force it on the inside to Trap, who was not open. So the ball will go back over now to Victoria. Both teams with a couple of turnovers and are early going. 4:35 to go. Another trap look as soon as they get across half court, and it's stolen away. It's Regan who will take that one away and go all the way to the bucket and lay it out. Taylor Regan with 4, and it is 11-2 in favor of the Otis-Bison Lady Cougars. Again across that timeline, and a trap, and it forces another turnover. This time it's Maddie Wiltsey who will take it away, and running into the front court here is Schalowski. She's cut off on the left side by the freshman Zoe Miller. Now a pass right wing as Regan pump faked on the 3, will drive inside and scored on the right low block. Taylor Regan with 4 straight, and it's 13-2. Otis-Bison with the lead. Wagner across the timeline. Pass is caught as it's tracked down on the left low block. On a pass inside from Winter, and she threw it away. Otis-Bison with numbers up the floor comes Trap. She'll play it right side. Schalowski the 3. That'll miss short, and it's out of bounds. Back to the Victoria Lady Knights. So Schalowski, after making an early three has come up short on her last couple. And so into the ball game, a couple of new faces. Sheridan Evie, the 5'6" sophomore, will check in for the first time as Cora Anderson returns to the lineup for Otis-Bison. They're still in that half-court press, so Victoria will throw it away. That time, Wagner not on the same page with Morgan Liker here to the near side. Otis-Bison with that trap, and here is Wagner deflecting the pass and stealing it away for Victoria. She tracked it down to the backcourt. Now to Liker. Her shot is blocked to the top of the key by Mitchell on a block three-pointer. So after the turnover, Victoria unable to capitalize on that three, and Otis-Bison back on the other end, and the bucket is good as Sheridan Avey gets the two-pointer to go, and it is 15-2 in favor of Otis-Bison. Victoria, good job that time against the half-court press as they're able to get it inside for Heather Scheck. And Scheck with a layup, her first field goal, 15-4. Otis-Bison with the lead. Avey has it on the right baseline, now off to Regan. They'll swing it for Mitchell. All the way across to the baseline. Avey will take the long two and bury another one. On the baseline on the left side this time, and we're going to get a timeout taken by Otis-Bison. So Avey with back-to-back field goals, and it's 17-4 in favor of Otis-Bison. So Otis-Bison will take the timeout, leading by 13 with 2:41 to go here in our opening quarter. It's 17-4. Our game brought to you in part by Mr. P's Truckin', Locust Grove Village, and Agency One. Also OK Oil Service, Bison State Bank, and Lindy Global Helium, and Lindy LLC. Out of the timeout, so does Bison with Sydney Schneider, the 5'7" sophomore. Avey, Regan, Anderson, and Mitchell, the 5 on the floor. Victoria out there with Scheck, Winter, Miller, Wagner, and Liker, the 5 on the floor. 13-point Otis-Bison lead. Otis-Bison still at that half-court press. Across the timeline comes Wagner, had it poked away and lost it. Now the ball's on the floor, and it's taken back away by Victoria, but we're going to get a scrum at midcourt, and the held ball, and the Arrow will give it over to Otis-Bison. A couple of turnovers that time down the floor for the two teams, as Kiara Sweat will check in once again for the Lady Knights with 2:25 to go here in the first quarter. 17-4, Otis-Bison with the lead. They post up Schneider on the left, or right low block rather. Missed it, rebound stolen nearly by Otis-Bison, and then we're going to get a travel called on Haley Winter as the freshman didn't quite get the ball on the floor. After pulling down that defensive rebound, Victoria will give it right back over to Otis-Bison. 2:13 to go here in our first quarter. I actually call a foul on Otis-Bison, so it's actually a foul called on Sheridan Avey. The sophomore picks up her first. It's a 13 foul. 17-4 the lead with 2:05 to go first quarter for Otis-Bison, and Avey deflects it and stole it away. Trap runs into the front court. Left side, Avey has her shot blocked by Morgan Liker, and it's taken away by Victoria. Now some pressure into the backcourt. Liker trying to work against that full court press. Now here comes a trap nearly thrown away, but Miller saves it. Pass inside. Scheck blocked and scores. 4 first quarter points for Heather Scheck, 17-6. As Scheck has scored, as we're going to get a travel on the other end as Trapp is trying to drive in. And Otis-Bison will turn it over. Otis-Bison with their 5th turnover of the early going. Maddie Wiltsey and Taylor Regan return to the lineup for Otis-Bison. Caitlin Schlowski in as well. On the Bass right side, as Kiara Sweat will drive in. Turnaround jumper for Scheck on the right low block, no good. And it's Wiltsey who will come down with a defensive rebound for Otis-Bison. 6-foot freshman dribbles into the front court, finds Regan. Regan, little side step on the right side, missed it. Rebound tipped around, and it's down to Otis-Bison once, and no good. But the second time, it's good for Taylor Regan, as Regan has 8, and it's 19-6. After Otis-Bison pulled down a couple of offensive rebounds, and now it's stolen away. It's Avey once again. She'll run to the front court, and it's blocked out of bounds. Morgan Liker blocked it out of bounds. So Avey come up with a steal and trying to go coast to coast, but had it blocked out of bounds. And out of bounds off of Liker. So with a minute to go here in our opening quarter, 19-6. Otis-Bison with the lead in the basketball. They'll throw it in quickly, and we're going to get a foul on the shot as Maddie Wiltsey had a good seal on the right low block. Wiltsey, the 6-foot freshman, draws the foul on Haley Winter. Winter's a 5'6" freshman, picks up her first foul. First team foul as well. And the free throw is good. Maddie Wiltsey with 5 first quarter points, 20-6. In favor of Otis-Bison with just under 1 minute to go here in our first quarter. The Cougars, the freshman Wiltsey, second free throw. That'll rattle around, no good. But Taylor Regan down with a rebound, and the putback is off the mark. There's Heather Scheck, who has it taken away by Wiltsey, who will score. Maddie Wiltsey with 7, 22-6. Little 3-0 run for Wiltsey all by herself for Otis-Bison. Scheck on the other end, baseline too strong, offensive rebound, and the stick back will rattle home for Haley Winter, who has 4, 22-8. Otis-Bison with the lead. It's a second offensive rebound for Victoria. Shalowski with a left wing 3 that's off the mark, and they'll fight for the rebound, and we're going to get a held ball. And the possession arrow will give it over to Victoria. Good hustle by Scheck for Victoria as Navy will check out, and Lacey Mitchell returns to the lineup as Victoria will get it back. Lady Knights with Morgan Liker, the junior. Pulls it off right side. Sweat on a pass inside for Scheck as she works on this right side, and now we're going to get a held ball. That time as the arrow will give it back over to Otis-Bison. Victoria out it to the right side. Kiara Sweat, 5-foot freshman, was trapped. The held ball will give it back with 2 seconds now on the clock. Regan, left wing 3, too strong off the glass. And it's 22-8 as we head to the second quarter break, head to the first quarter here break on as you're listening to our area game of the week.
We get it. You work hard and play hard. Internet should be the last thing slowing you down. Eagle Communications gives you the speed you need so you can play hard and save cash. For a limited time, get 30 meg for $30 or 50 meg for $50 so you can work, play, and save. Call us at 877-61-EAGLE today.
The year 1948, we said goodbye to the Babe. Truman upset Dewey, and KAYS AM signs on the air. Flash forward to 2016. This year we said goodbye to Prince. We find out if it will be Hillary or Trump. And KAYS FM signs on the air. 1400 AM KAYS, now also on 94.3 FM. It's Hayes' greatest hits. KAYS, sounding great since 1948.
So Victoria with the basketball to start the second quarter. It was nearly stolen away by Otis-Bison, but it was knocked out of bounds, and so it will stay here with Victoria as Regan has the ball deflected and taken away as it was Taylor Regan, the senior, stealing the dribble away, and the held ball will give it over to Otis-Bison. So Victoria with a turnover to start the second quarter as we're walking back into Victoria High School, 22-8. The lead for Otis-Bison. And Shalowski will give it up to Trapp as they swing it around left side for Regan now. She'll dribble in, is bumped in. We'll get a chance at a three-point play as she got that layup to go. Regan into double figures with 10 as Regan makes it 24-8. Otis-Bison with the lead as Morgan Liker will pick up the foul. It's her first, second team foul, and Regan at the free throw line, but too strong. Fight for the rebound, and it's pulled down by Otis-Bison, but a foot on the line for Maddie Wiltsey, the 6-foot freshman. The size inside of Wiltsey at 6 foot and Taylor Regan at 5'11", doing the damage so far. Wiltsey was 7 first quarter points. Regan already into double figures with 10. Zoe Miller can't handle that pass, and a held ball will keep it with Victoria. Otis-Bison across the timeline on defense will trap Victoria on the wings, and so far Lady Knights have struggled a little bit, so figuring that out as Liker has it in that trap. Able to give it off for Wagner. Now they post up inside, and Winter dribbled it out of bounds. Haley Winter, the 5'6" freshman, got in on the right low block, but couldn't score as Victoria will give it back to Otis-Bison. Lady Cougars leading 24-8 as we close in on 7:15 to go here in our first half. Cougars started the game on a 15-2 run. So Regan has it off to Shalowski, who will find a cutting Regan as they work on the left side into the lane. Off the mark for Regan, got her own rebound, but missed it, and now Wiltsey loses it out of bounds, but they'll say knocked out of bounds by Victoria. So Otis-Bison with a couple of rebounds on the inside, but will catch a break as the ball was knocked out of bounds by Victoria. Now quick inbounds pass to Regan. Stumbled in the lane. Will kick it out for Mitchell, who misses everything. And the rebound out of bounds off of Victoria. And again, it will stay with Otis-Bison as they'll get another chance at it here. As Otis-Bison already with 2 offensive rebounds. And now a third on a dead ball out of bounds rebound. They'll get it back. Shalowski will key it in. In the restraining line, though, was Taylor Regan. And I still don't think that Regan understood that she was in the restraining line. So a turnover for Otis-Bison. 7th of the first half with 6:50 to go here in the second quarter. 24-8 in favor of Otis-Bison. Now Otis-Bison will trap here on the wing for Morgan Liker. Liker guarded tightly by Mitchell. Picks up her dribble in some trouble. Now able to give it off for Winter. She'll drive in. Pass deflected and stolen away. Looking underneath, trying to force it into Sheck, as now Victoria some pressure in the backcourt, and they force a turnover, and now Shalowski collides with Miller and picks up a foul. So a turnover by Otis-Bison, and then Shalowski commits the foul. That'll be her first. With 6.5 minutes to go here in our first half, 24-8. Otis-Bison with the lead. Victoria with Riley Wagner on a dribble drive. Pass stolen away as Mitchell got a paw on that one into the lane. And now Regan will lead the break up the floor for Otis-Bison after the Victoria turnover. Regan will kick it for Mitchell left side, just inside the three-point arc. Missed the shot, but it's tipped out by Regan. Tracks it down on the right side. Now finds Mitchell. One dribble into the lane and scores it from the left low block. So Mitchell able to get that one to go, following another offensive rebound for Otis-Bison. 26-8 following the bucket for Lacey Mitchell. Mitchell with her first field goal. So as Victoria will lose it out of bounds, or rather lose it again, as it's taken away by Maddie Wiltsey. The freshman will dribble all the way to the other end and score it from just inside 8 feet. And we get a timeout taken by Victoria. Maddie Wiltsey scores once again. She has 9. Wiltsey was the one who came up with the turnover for Victoria. Dribble all the way to the other end and laid it up as Coach Kristen Hooser will take the timeout. Her team down 28-8 following the Maddie Wiltsey field goal with 5:46 to go in our first half. Don't forget, we'll have the boys matchup coming up as well when this game is over. 28-8 the first half lead for the Otis-Bison Lady Cougars. Our game brought to you in part by Agency 1, Scott and Kim Higgison, OK Oil, Crazy 8 Shop, and M&M Duct Cleaning. Lady Cougars 6-0 on the year, ranked number 5 in this week's 1A Division II Kansas Basketball Coaches Association rankings. Coming off of that win over Stafford, their first Central Prairie League win of the season. Trying to make it 2 in a row, leading 28-8 here early in this second quarter. Out of the timeout, Victoria have the basketball with Liker, Winter, Wagner, as well as Zoe Miller and Heather Sheck, the 5 on the floor, as they'll shoot down to our right again here in this second quarter. Now a little 1-3-1 look from Otis-Bison out of the timeout as they again try to put some pressure on the wings. So Liker picked up her dribble and a pass off the foot of Taylor Regan. So a kick ball will keep it with the Victoria Lady Knights. Otis-Bison changing it up, going with a little 1-3-1 look on defense with 5:35 to go here in this second quarter. Liker will key it in, lobs it over the top for Winter, who has it on the right side. Haley, the freshman, will give it up to fellow freshman Riley Wagner. Her pass, try to force it inside for Sheck on the low block, and it's knocked out of bounds. Pass touched by Otis-Bison. So we'll stay with the Lady Knights. As Sheck keys it in, pass nearly stolen away by Sheridan Avey, who checked in a moment ago, and we're going to get a foul on the shot inside. Haley Winter headed to the free throw line. Good look inside for Victoria as they go to the right low block, and the foul will be on Shalowski. That is her second, and it's the team's fifth. At the free throw line for the first time is Haley Winter. A little bit short that time for Winter. Still looking for her first free throw to fall in the ball game. Second free throw on the way and good. So she makes 1 of 2 at the line, 28-9. Winter with 5, which is a new season high for her. Otis-Bison on the other end will get it inside for Regan, who just powers it up and scores. 30-9 as Regan hitting all scores with 12 in the ball game. Driving in as Liker. Triple teamed. Had her pass deflected and saved back in by Otis-Bison to Sheck. We'll give it off to the right side. Liker forces in a pass for Wagner, who missed the shot. Offensive rebound, and the putback is no good for Haley Winter. And now Otis-Bison will run after a couple of looks for Victoria. Regan had it poked away, got it right back and scores again. Look at a timeout taken by Otis-Bison. Regan with 13. She scored 4 straight, 32-9 in favor of Otis-Bison. Victoria had a couple of looks on the other end, just couldn't get it to go. 30-second timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it right here once again. 4:38 to go in this first half. It is 32-9 in favor of Otis-Bison. Our game brought to you in parts by Community Bank of the Midwest and Otis, United Ag Service, Radke Implements in Millburger and Hayes, and at Brown Limousine Farms. Out of the timeout, Otis-Bison, Anderson, along with Trapp, Wiltsey, Alex Schneider, the 5'6" freshman who checked in a moment ago for the first time. Taylor Regan out there as well. And also Trapp, the 5 on the floor, as they look to Trapp here on the right wing. Victoria's Morgan Liker trapped, and we're going to get a held ball. And the Euro will give it to Otis-Bison. Out of that timeout, Victoria with Wagner, Sheck, Miller, Winter, and also Morgan Liker, the 5 on the floor after the Victoria turnover. Otis-Bison back on the basketball. Wiltsey picked up her dribble, finds Anderson at the high post on the right side. Back to Wiltsey, nearly traveled with it, now off to the right side. Trapp will take the short jumper, and it's off the mark as Liker pulls down the rebound, and then she's going to be fouled on the rebound. That'll be the 6th team foul, as Maddie Wiltsey will pick up the foul. So Wiltsey picks up her first with 4:12 to go here in this first half. 32-9. Otis-Bison with the lead as again they trap the wing, but this time Wagner drives in. Her pass deflected, but right into the hands of Haley Winter, who will score. Winter has 7, 32-11. Favor of Otis-Bison. Then we get a travel called on Trapp into the front court, as the Cougars will turn it over for the 9th time in the first half. 3:55 to go here in this first half. 32-11. Otis-Bison with the lead. Liker on the left wing, off to Sheck. Now she's going to be trapped. Sheck in some trouble. Otis-Bison nearly stole it away, but they get it to Liker. Morgan Liker on the right side for Miller. Now a pass for Winter, who's double teamed. She is in trouble, nearly traveled with it. And now we're going to get a foul call on Otis-Bison. Like Winter got away with a travel in that double team. As the foul will be called on Kristen Trapp. It's her first, and it's a 17 foul. So 1-1 coming up now for Victoria, as Haley Winter will head back to the free throw line. And miscommunication on the fact that it will be free throws. As Kiara Sweat will check in for Zoe Miller for Victoria. 3:36 to go here in our second quarter. So Winter, the freshman, shooting a 1-on-1, and it's off the mark. Rebound down to Court Anderson, who will pull it down for Otis-Bison after Winter missed on the front end of a one-on-one. Regan on the right side, dribbles all the way to the block, scores it, and she's headed to the line. Chance for a three-point play as Taylor Regan scores once again. Had 8 in the first quarter. Now with 15 here in the second quarter, and Sheck will pick up the foul. It'll be the third on Victoria. It's the first on Sheck, 34-11. And the free throw too strong. Regan has been unable to, as we're going to get a jump ball as Otis-Bison nearly came away with the steal into the backcourt, but the held ball will keep it with Victoria. Sheridan Avey checks in for Otis-Bison. Also checking back in is Lacey Mitchell for the Lady Cougars. Here's a trap on the left wing. As Riker in some trouble, able to dribble out of that double team, finds Sheck, who banks on the shot on the right low block. 6 for Heather Sheck, 34-13. Driving in is Regan, and they're going to say she was fouled on the dribble drive. So that will be the 4th foul on Victoria. I call it on Morgan Riker, who will be hit with her second personal foul. Lacey Mitchell will key it in. Just under 3 minutes to go here in this first half. Quick pass inside, and it's thrown away. And now we're going to get a held ball, which will keep it. Actually, we'll give it over to Lady Knights. So Kiara Sweat battling with Anderson on that inside. Able to get the turnover for Otis-Bison, their 10th of the first half. Here's a pass deflected and stolen. It's Avey who will steal the pass away. Race into the front court. Bobble the dribble, able to get it back. And then Wiltsey is fouled on her shot attempt. So Maddie Wiltsey fouled. We'll head to the free throw line for the first time as Kiara Sweat picks up the foul. The 5th foul on Victoria, first on Sweat with 2:44 to go here in our first half. As the free throw is no good for Maddie Wiltsey. That's been the one negative for Otis-Bison in the ball game. 0 for 3 from the free throw line so far. And the second free throw, no good as well. So as Regan pulls down the offensive rebound, they're 0 for 4 from the free throw stripe in this first half. Wiltsey, right side for Avey. Now off to Regan. As Taylor one dribble picks it up, back to Avey. She thought about it and traveled with it. Sheridan Avey trying to take that baseline jumper. But a turnover. With 2.5 to go here in this second quarter. 34-13. Otis-Bison with the lead. Victoria nearly turns it over. Pass deflected. Sweat got it back, but then lost it. And now we're going to get a foul as the ball was on the floor. I think we're going to get a foul on Victoria, which will be the 16th foul. So Victoria turns it over, and then the foul called on Riley Wagner. That'll be the first on Wagner. 16th foul with 2:20 to go here in this second quarter. 34-13. The lead for Lady Cougars as Regan has it on the right side. Otis-Bison with Wiltsey inside for Regan. Double team, kicks it out Anderson. She'll take the jumper just inside the free throw line and missed it short. Liker the rebound, and now Liker will push. Cut off, picks up her dribble, plays the right side for Sheck. Has it on that right wing. Now back to Liker. They'll swing it around on the left side for Haley Winter, who's double teamed, and a tie up on the play. And the arrow will give it over to Otis-Bison. Victoria will give it back on the held ball. The minute 45 to go here in the second quarter. Otis-Bison leading 34-13 with the basketball on the right side for Wiltsey. The freshman surveys the defense for Schalowski. Now gives it up and gets a right back from Mitchell now to the baseline. They post up Regan, who is double teamed inside, and she's going to be fouled. As they call a foul on the inside, that'll be team foul number 7.
Foul number 31,
so the foul will be on Winter. It's her second.
Team foul.
And so free throws for
Number 2, Taylor Regan.
Regan 0 for 2 at the free throw line so far. And that first free throw is off the mark, but a rebound by Otis-Bison as Anderson with it, and then a tie-up. Kiara Sweat ties up Anderson after she pulled down the offensive rebound. And Victoria will get it back. So far, the free throw line has not been
Coming into the Cougars,
a good spot for Otis-Bison. They are 0 for 5 from the free throw line. Christian Trapp will return to the Otis-Bison lineup, and again defensively they extend their trapping defense, and it forces a Victoria turnover. Trying to get it to Sheck here on the right side. Victoria will turn it over. So Otis-Bison has the lead with a minute 15 to go in this first half, and the basketball leading 34-13. We'll see a couple of dribbles here on the left side. We'll give it up for Trapp as they swing it around right side for Mitchell. Back to Trapp. Looking at that zone defense from Victoria. Now Trapp will back it up and give it up to Wiltsey. Wiltsey, the freshman, good first half. Gets it right back on a pass on that left wing as they work it now to Regan. Skip pass deflected. Mitchell tracks it down, though, and will drive in and lay it up on the left low block. Lacey Mitchell with 4 in this second quarter, with 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's a pass inside. Sheck can't get it to go. Rebound, though, down to Liker. Her shot too strong from about 12 feet away. Ball still on the floor, and a fight for it, and we'll get a held ball. And the arrow will keep it with, actually the arrow will give it over to Otis-Bison. So Victoria had a couple of looks at it following the offensive rebounds. The ball will go back over to Otis-Bison.
Coming in for the Cougars, number 4,
36-13. The 5'7" sophomore, Sydney Schneider, checks in for the first time for the Lady Cougars. Trapp into the front court on a bounce pass for Regan. Out of the baseline. Mitchell gives it right back to Regan on the give and go. Flips it up, missed it, got her own rebound, will score. And can't get it to go, but she's going to head to the free throw line for a couple of foul shots. She'll be fouled on the inside. That'll be the second on Heather Sheck. So Sheck, Winter, and Morgan Liker all with 2. And Liker and Sheck have both picked them up here in this second quarter. So Regan to the free throw line and knocks down that one. So Regan with 16 in this first half. Makes her first free throw of the ball game. Second one on the way and good as well. Regan with 17 first half points, 38-13. Otis-Bison with the lead. Three-pointer left side, no good. Fight for the rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Otis-Bison as Winter couldn't get that left side three-pointer to go, but the ball will stay with the Lady Knights. Liker looking to get it in, and she threw it away. With 6 seconds to go, Regan races into the front court following the steal. Regan hangs and hits it as the time will come to an end in our first half. 40-13. Otis-Bison Lady Cougars with the lead. So we head to the halftime break on our area game of the week. The Otis-Bison Lady Cougars. Otis-Bison with their starting five of Trapp, Schalowski, Wiltsey, Regan, and Anderson, the five on the floor. Victoria also with their starting five, as they'll have the basketball to start the second half with Scheck, Leiker, Wagner, Sweats, and Winters. They'll turn it over on a pass intended for Morgan Leiker from Riley Wagner, just a little bit too wide. And so Otis-Bison with the basketball. Regan with that 19 in the first half will get it on the right low block off to Anderson. She'll take the free throw line jumper that misses everything, and it's out of bounds. And the ball will go back to the Victoria Lady Knights. Otis-Bison shot 52% from the floor in that first half. It was a big second quarter run that really was able to help get that number up over 50%. Here's a pass for Scheck on the inside. She can't get it to go, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Scheck. It wasn't actually intended for Heather Scheck on the left low block, but she hauled it in as it was over the top of the intended receiver, but the shot off the mark, and it's out of bounds, so we'll go back to Otis-Bison. Here's a pass stolen away. Riley Wagner comes up with a pass as she jumped in front of the passing lane. Up the floor, numbers for Victoria. Pass deflected. Leiker got it back. Will force up the shot and missed it. And now Kristen Trapp comes down with the rebound. Lost it in the backcourt. And now we're going to get a travel as Heather Scheck, with good defense, forces Maddie Wiltsey to travel. She didn't see Scheck standing right next to her as Wiltsey put down the basketball. So after the turnover, ball will go back over here to the Lady Knights. Quick three blocked as Kara Sweat has her three blocked, and the rebound down to Otis-Bison as they look to push it up the floor with Schalowski. We'll give it up to Trapp. Back to Caitlin. Baseline three is off the mark. Hit one in the first half as there's a rebound down for Anderson. Missed it once. Fight for the rebound, and we're going to get a shove inside on Otis-Bison. So the Cougars 0 for 2 on that possession. They'll get another offensive rebound, but we'll go back to the Victoria Lady Knights. Foul was called on Anderson on the inside. Schalowski, after making that three in the first quarter, this really went cold as Victoria will throw it away here in the corner right in front of us to the left of the Victoria bench. Stolen away by Schalowski. I get it to Wiltsey up the floor, turning around and knocking down the left low block jumper is Kristen Trapp. It's her first field goal of the ball game. 42-13. Otis-Bison with the lead. Victoria nearly turns it over. Kara Sweat has it, and a pass is through the legs of Regan, and now we get a scrum for the basketball. And the held ball will give it back over to Otis-Bison. So the Lady Cougars will get it back as Lacey Mitchell will check in for Cora Anderson. With 6:16 to go in the third. 42-13. Otis-Bison with the lead. They're shooting down in front of their bench to our right in the second half. Regan flashes in the lane and knocks down the short jumper. Good look for Taylor Regan on the inside. 21 in the game, 44-13 after the field goal by Regan. It's Victoria with Leiker, double teamed, now lost it. Stolen away again by Otis-Bison. Regan will race into the front court and lay it up on the right side. Regan with four straight, 46-13. As Regan has 23 in the ball game, and Otis-Bison leads 46-13 with 5:40 to go here in the third. Pass on the right side as Victoria works it around the perimeter, and Sweat threw it away. Indecision, and it was taken away by Regan. Left side layup good. Four straight for Taylor Regan. 48 now to 13 as Regan scores her 25th point of the ball game as Victoria has their pass knocked out of bounds. Carly Steinert's going to check in for the first time for Otis-Bison, and Zoe Miller will check in for the first time in the second half for the Lady Knights. Morgan Leiker trying to lob it inside for Scheck, and it's stolen away by Steinert. Steinert, who just checked into the ball game, forces the turnover. Schalowski will run into the front court all the way to the right low block, and is fouled on the jumper. 5:07 to go here in the third, 48-13. As the foul will be called on the inside on Leiker. It's her third.
Third personal.
First foul of the second half called on Lady Knights as the free throw is off the mark for Schalowski. Had that 3 in the first quarter, but has really struggled to find her shot in this really since the first quarter. Made that 1 3, but has really struggled. She misses the front end of that free throw. We'll get one more, and it is good. So she makes 1 of 2 at the line, 4 now, and it's 49-13 on the buckets on the free throw for Schalowski. Otis-Bison back in a zone look now. Pass for a winner, grabs a baseline, cut off. Wagner's going to be fouled on the inside as Wagner, who brought it up the floor, the point guard, flashed underneath the basket and was going to be fouled by Trapp on the inside. That'll be the second on Kristen Trapp. The second foul called on Otis-Bison in this third quarter. 49-13. Otis-Bison with the lead. As the first free throw for Riley Wagner is good. Wagner, their leading scorer, right around 5 points per game, but scores her first point of the ball game there on the free throw. 49-14. Otis-Bison with the lead. Second free throw good as well. So Wagner makes them both.
So we have the Lady Cougars, number 22.
And a couple of new faces in as Wiltsey will return to the Otis-Bison lineup. Court Anderson back in as well. 49-15. Otis-Bison with the lead as Regan will bring it into the front court now for Otis-Bison. Looks back at that zone look from Victoria. They'll play catch around the perimeter. Now to the left side for Steiner. Trying to get it inside for Regan, who works on the low block. Instead, they'll go to Wiltsey on the right side. Now Regan pops out to the perimeter. Ball above her head. We'll find Mitchell posting up as Anderson at the high post. Gives it up for Steiner. 4:20 to go here in the third. Now to Regan. Regan will drive on the right side. Forces up the shot and got the layup to go. Taylor Regan with 27 in the game. 51-15. Field goal for Taylor Regan. Regan had 19 in the first half. Already with 27. With 4 minutes to go here in the third, and now a pass stolen away. Pass was intended for Scheck, as now Regan loses that out of bounds. I'll say last touched by Victoria. Morgan Leiker got a piece of it. So with 5:52 to go here in the third, 51-15. Otis-Bison with the lead in the basketball. Steiner checked in a little bit ago with the basketball. Now the high post for Anderson. Regan posting up and scores again.
Number 10,
Taylor Regan with 29 in the game, 52-15. As Regan able to get to that right low block and forces up the shot against the double team. Victoria with Wagner. Now to Zoe Miller, who checked in a moment ago. Riley Wagner drives into the lane. Good pass, but it was at the feet of her intended receiver that time, trying to get it to Haley Winter, and Victoria will turn it over. Gonna get a timeout taken by Victoria's coach. Kristen Huser wants to talk things over. She's gonna take the full timeout with 3:23 to go here in this third quarter. 53-15 in favor of the Otis-Bison Lady Cougars. Our game brought to you in part by Cutting Edge Collusion, the Ron Spinberger Agency, Drilling Pump and Supply, and Gorham State Bank. So 53-15 the lead for Otis-Bison. Taylor Regan had 8 points after the first quarter, 19 at halftime, now at 29. We still have over 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Stockton girls with a win tonight over Norton, winning 47-34. Elsewhere, Scott City leading Ulysses at halftime, 35-15. TMP on the girls' side leading Ellis 39-12. Some of the scores from around the area. Our scoreboard update presented by Crop Production Services of Hayes, Ellis, and La Crosse. Out of the timeouts will be Otis-Bison basketball. Mitchell to key it in with Regan. Out there with Avey, who checked it at the dead ball. Schalowski and Court Anderson, the foul on the floor. Regan finds Anderson. The pass knocked away and stolen. Miller with the steal. She'll play it up the floor for Wagner on a run out. Riley Wagner's layup is good. So Wagner with 4 points in the second half, 53-17. Wagner comes up with the layup. Regan will kick it for Avey. She's going to take the long left side two. Missed it. And a rebound pulled down by Victoria as Winter will come down with that defensive rebound. And now Haley Winter will bring it in the front court with 2:45 to go here in the third. That bucket a moment ago by Wagner made it 53-17. Otis-Bison with the lead. Now Anderson steals a pass away, and we're going to get a held ball. Victoria trying to force it inside for Morgan Liker. As Anderson nearly came up with the steal, instead we'll get a held ball, which means that it will stay with Victoria. Trap checks in for Taylor Regan. Also, Maddie Wiltsey returns to the Otis-Bison lineup. 53-17. Cougars with the lead. 2:33 to go here in the third. Pass deflected and stolen away by Avey. Avey now going to be trapped, and we get a held ball. A Sheck and Avey tie up. The arrow will give it over to Lady Cougars. 2:27 to go here in the third quarter. 53-17. Otis-Bison has the lead, and now they've got the basketball. Wachlowski finding Anderson at the high post. They dump it inside for Wiltsey, who might have traveled with it, but forces up the turnaround jumper and got it to go. Wiltsey now with 12 in the game, 55-17. Otis-Bison has the lead. 2:05 to go here in this third quarter. Morgan Liker with it on the left wing for Victoria. Looking at that zone look. Miller now to Wagner. Cross court, or with a diagonal pass inside for Sheck. Heather Sheck lays it up now with 8 in the game. That's a new season high for Sheck. 55-19. Otis-Bison has the lead. Victoria, it's on the board with a minute 45 to go here in the third. Avey with it left wing. One dribble, now a bounce pass. Trap, she'll take the three. That one's off the mark. Fight for the rebound, and it's down to Morgan Liker. Wiltsey looked like she had a shot at it, but Liker will come out of there with it. And now Victoria with Liker, a pass wide of her intended target, and it's out of bounds. So Victoria will turn it over. Just under a minute and a half to go here in the third quarter. 55-19. Otis-Bison with the lead in the basketballs. Trap, the freshman on the offense now, off to Schlosky looking inside as Anderson was posting up against that zone. Not a trap. Top of the key. Ball above her head, and we got a timeout taken by Otis-Bison. 1:14 to go here in the third. Coach Robert Trapp wants to talk things over with his team. So a timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here. 55-19. Otis-Bison with the lead. Our game brought to you in part by Predator Pipe Testing, Robin Oil, a library, also brought to you by United Ag Service, Victoria Lumber Company, and Younger Contract Pumping and D&L Body Shop. 55-19 the lead. A minute 14 to go here in the third quarter. For Otis-Bison, the Cougars ran out to a 15-2 lead. And now lead 55-19. Here as we approach the end of this third quarter. Good ball game for Taylor Regan. 29 points in the game for Regan. Phillipsburg and Plainville. It's actually Plainville leading Phillipsburg. So they head to the fourth quarter, 26-18. Another score update for you from around the area. With 1:12 to go here in the third quarter. 55-19. Otis-Bison with the lead. Top of the key. Trap. She wants the three. That'll skip in and out. No good. Wiltsey down with the rebound, and the putback is good. So Maddie Wiltsey with another field goal. That comes on the 13th offensive rebound. Pulled down by Otis-Bison. 14 of the game for Wiltsey. 57-19. Wagner with a jump shot inside the free throw line. And she got it to go. So Riley Wagner was scoreless in the first half as 7 in the third quarter alone. So Otis-Bison back down with the basketball. 57-21. Otis-Bison will turn it over. Liker with the steal with 30 seconds to go in this quarter. Wagner had it knocked away. Now to Sheck. She'll take the long two. Comes up short. And Wiltsey's down with the rebound. Good look from Sheck, couldn't get it to go. So Otis-Bison will bring it into the front court with AV. Now off to Trapp with 12 seconds to go on the third quarter clock. 57-21, Otis-Bison with the lead, and they'll throw it away. Trying to force it inside of the post. And now a whole new group going to come in for Otis-Bison. Just under 7 seconds to go in the quarter. So a whole new group for Otis-Bison. Victoria with 5 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Riley Wagner's shot was off the mark. And it's 57-21 as we head to the fourth quarter. Otis-Bison with the lead, as this is the area game of the week.
The year 1948, we said goodbye to the Babe. Truman upset Dewey, and KAYS AM signs on the air. Flash forward to 2016. This year we said goodbye to Prince. We find out if it will be Hillary or Trump, and KAYS FM signs on the air. 1400 AM KAYS, now also on 94.3 FM. It's Hayes' greatest hits. KAYS, sounding great since 1948.
We get it. You work hard and play hard. Internet should be the last thing slowing you down. Eagle Communications gives you the speed you need so you can play hard and save cash. For a limited time, get 30 meg for $30 or 50 meg for $50 so you can work, play, and save. Call us at 877-61-EAGLE today.
$57-21, Otis-Bison with the lead. Victoria will have the basketball. Otis-Bison, they're starting 5 on the floor. Victoria, with 4 of their 5 starters. Here's a dribble drive by Wagner. Lost it, then got it back on the baseline. Able to find Winter, who can't get it to go, as the Lady Knights come up empty on their first possession of this fourth quarter, trailing 57-21 as Trapp will bring it into the near courts. Otis-Bison with the lead and the basketball. Trapp will drive to the baseline and knock down the jumper. 59-21 as Kristen Trapp able to get that one to go for Otis-Bison. Trapp with 4 in the ball game. As Wagner will bring it in the front court for the Lady Knights. Pass deflected and stolen away. Schalowski after the deflection by Regan. Taylor into the front court and can't get the layup to go. Taylor Regan's going to earn a trip to the free throw line, and with the 59-21 lead for Otis-Bison. That foul is the second on Wagner. It's the second team foul. We'll have the running clock the rest of the way with now 7 minutes to go as Regan will head to the free throw line. Regan struggled in that first half and has that one rattle off.
For the Lady Cougars, number 4, City Snyder. Number 20, Sheridan 80.
They'll bring in 4 new faces.
Butler.
As Ashton Butler will check in.
And number 25,
Also,
Alex Schneider.
Sheridan Avey returns to the lineup. Sydney Schneider back in as well for Otis-Bison. As Regan goes 1 of 2. And also Alex Schneider back in as well, as that free throw good for Regan, who will hit the 30-point mark at right at 30. It's 60. As Victoria throws it away here in the near court, it's 60-21. Otis-Bison with the lead with 6:10 to go here in the ball game. So it'll be Trapp. Actually, it will be Caitlin Laux who checked in. She was the one who checked in for Regan a moment ago. Schneider had her shot rattle out, then fall back in. And so the bucket is good by Schneider. Alex Schneider, the freshman, able to get that one to go. 62-21 as Winter will lay it in on the other side. Haley Winter now with 9 in the game. And it's 62-23 following the field goal for Haley Winter. 5.5 to go here in the fourth. As they'll swing it around. Otis-Bison with Avey on the left baseline, and she knocks down the jumper. Sheridan Avey has 6 in the game. 64-23 following the bucket for Avey, and now Victoria throws it away as Avey out on the floor to take that one away. Now pressure from Sheck into the backcourt. And we're going to get a reach-in call on Sheck. That'll be the third on Sheck, and it's the third team foul as well. So Lakin Vondercheck will check in for the Otis-Bison Lady Cougars. Kiara Sweat returns for Victoria. Lacey Mitchell also checked back in, the junior for Otis-Bison. Mentioned Vondercheck. Laux, the sophomore. And also out there, here's a steal taken away by Wagner. She'll race into the front court, lay it up, and is going to be fouled on the layup. Ashton Butler was the fifth player who checked in a moment ago. Also checking in is Kayla Steiner. So Steiner picks up the foul, or will actually be the foul called on Kaylin Laux. Wagner to the free throw line and can't rattle home the first one. Allie Wagner, 2 for 2 in the third quarter at the line. She's a 33% free throw shooter. Second free throw for Wagner is no good as well. Fight for the rebound out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Victoria. So Otis-Bison leading 64-23. Put the basketball back. It's Laux, sophomore, into the front court. 3.5 to go in our ball game. 64-23, Otis-Bison with the lead as Butler finds a good pass inside, able to find Kayla Steiner with her first field goal of the ball game. 66-23 on the field goal for Steiner. With 3:10 to go now here in the fourth quarter. Victoria will swing it around. Sweat passes it off for Morgan Liker. On the right side, Sweat gets it right back, fires up the long shot that'll rattle around and fall. It's a long two. So Kiara Sweat with a field goal, her first of the ball game, 66-25. Otis-Bison with the lead, off to Butler with 2:45 and counting. Here's the pass for Steiner, got her shot blocked by Morgan Liker, and it's out of bounds off of Victoria. Otis-Bison with 4 new faces. They'll check back in.
And number 25, Alex
checking
Schneider.
in is Alex Schneider, Sydney Schneider. And then also Sheridan Avey back into the lineup. And Sweat knocks that pass out of bounds with 2:20 to go here in our ball game, 66-25. Otis-Bison with the lead in that running clock. Now at 2:15. Here's a pass stolen away by Sheck, and she's going to be fouled by Otis-Bison. So Heather Sheck comes away with a steal.
Foul number 25, Alex Schneider.
And Schneider will pick up the foul. First on Alex Schneider. There are 2 minutes to go here in our ball game, 66-25. The lead for Otis-Bison. Victoria with the basketball. Sheck fires up a baseline shot, missed it. Rebound down to Wagner. She can't get it to go either. And then a pass knocked out of bounds. Sheck on the defensive end trying to force a turnover. But instead it will go back over to Otis-Bison. Lincoln Vondercheck checks back in for Otis-Bison. Zoe Miller turns to the Victoria lineup. Now Victoria with some full court pressure here with 1:15 to go in their ball game. 66-25. Otis-Bison with the lead as they'll get it into Ashton Butler. Now work with Laux into the backcourt on a bounce pass for Steiner, who had it poked away, then got it back here on the right side. Laux with 1 minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Picks up her dribble, forces it inside for Butler on the low block. Her shot blocked. Then Vondercheck has her shot blocked. Shot on the inside by Steiner, missed it, and Winter pulls down the rebound, and then Winter is going to be fouled on the inside. Otis-Bison with 15 offensive rebounds in the ball game, and with 40 seconds to go here in our game. The foul will be called on Schneider. It's her second. That's 66-25. Wagner into the front court. Liker's going to take the three. Stepped into it here on the left side. Missed it. Rebound down to Victoria's. Riley Wagner can't quite get that one to go. And the rebound down to Otis-Bison. Cougars Turn it over. Riley Wagner stole it in the backcourt. Now gets it in the front court. Miller finds Liker, who missed the left side layup. And it is out of bounds. Steiner tried to pull down the rebound without stepping out of bounds and steps out of bounds. So the 25 points with 4 seconds to go here is Victoria will get off one more shot that's good for Riley Wagner. And so the ball game is going to come to an end on that shot by Wagner, 66-27. Wagner with 9 in the ball game, and it's 66-27 the final. As the Otis-Bison Lady Cougars move to 7-0 as they remain unbeaten, pick up their second Central Prairie League victory. Meanwhile, Victoria falls to 0-7, 0-1 in the Central Prairie League. But for Victoria, the points they put up tonight, 27, is the most they've scored all season. So a win for Otis-Bison. They move to 7-0, win 66-27. Real quickly, Taylor Regan leads all scores with 30 points. Also into double figures for Otis-Bison was Maddie Wiltsey. She had 14. Leading the way for the Victoria Lady Knights was the 9 from Haley Winter. They get also 9 in the ball game from Riley Wagner. Our final 66-27. The Otis-Bison Lady Cougars move to 7-0, 2-0 in the Central Prairie League. Victoria falls to 0-7, 0-1 in the CPL. And coming up next for Victoria, they will be on the road at Stockton on the 10th. Meanwhile, coming up also on Tuesday for the Otis-Bison Lady Cougars, they will be at home to take on Kinsley. Our final 66-27. Otis-Bison with the victory, as this is our area game of the week.